So hello everyone and welcome to Legend of Grimrock 2. I kind of forgot to mention this in the channel update that I was very much considering playing this game. But yeah, I thought that I would actually start this now. I'm not sure how long it exactly will be, but I don't think it's a ridiculously long game at the very least. But yeah, I think that I should have played this already a long time ago in a way because I really enjoyed Legend of Grimrock 1 back in the day. I actually played Legend of Grimrock 1 even with the old school mode of making and drawing my own map and all that, which I enjoyed hugely. And it actually was the first Let's Play that I started watching from different people, and basically the reason that I started making my own Let's Play videos back in the day too, because I enjoyed watching Legend of Grimrock 1 so much when I originally played it myself too, like playing before, playing one floor, watching others play it, react to it, and all that sort of stuff. So I enjoyed it greatly, real lot. And I was pretty good at it back then, but of course now it's a different matter how well I'll be able to manage in this. But yeah, let's go into a new game. I did look, so this will be blind, mostly. But I did test it a little bit. I found the first life crystal at one point back in the day when I was indeed testing this. I got into the first life crystal, but after that everything is blind. And I was looking what I would wish to be doing here, so I will be going to the hard mode. Definitely want to create my own characters like always. And old school mode is fun, but not logical with the Let's Play. Iron Man mode would be a very nice challenge, but again, I need to be able to save and quit whenever we would need to or want to, so it doesn't work, unfortunately. But it would be fun otherwise if saving would only be possible on the healing crystals. But I was thinking that I could take the single-use crystals on. So basically these healing crystals are something that revive your characters from death even and all that. So they heal you completely, restore all of your mana and all that. But this will definitely make it harder, and you have to actually decide when to use such a crystal. So yeah, I think that will be a fun little experience. So apply. And I definitely want to have 4 characters, which isn't too surprising to me at the very least. And there's a very interesting different possibilities here with the human, insectoid, lizardman, minotaur, and a new class or a race, ratlings, that weren't in the Legend of Grimrock 1. So humans, as a human you belong to the most populous sentient race in the known world. You are very adaptable and can excel can excel in all professions. You gain experience points 10% faster. Insectoids. As an insectoid, your thoughts are completely alien to other races. Your knowledge of the arcane is unrivaled. Insectoids come in many shapes and sizes, but most often their bodies are covered with a thick shell. Strength +1, dexterity -2, vitality -1, and willpower +2. Your chance of getting body part injuries is reduced by 50%. The Lizardman. As a Lizardman, you are a social outcast and are mistrusted by other races because of your capricious and deceitful nature. What you lack in social skills, you greatly make up for in stealth and dexterity. Dexterity +2, willpower -2, resist all +25%. Then a Minotaur. As a Minotaur, you are bulky, simple, and quick to anger. Your incredible stubbornness is tolerated by others only because of your incredible prowess in combat. Strength +5, dexterity -4, vitality +4, and willpower -3. Your food consumption rate is 25% higher than normal. And then a ratling. As a ratling, you may seem weak and this is written on the surface, but you are actually one of the most adaptable and hardy creatures in the world. You are harder by nature and greatly enjoy fiddling with mechanical contraptions. Strength -4, dexterity +2, evasion +2, maximum load +15 kilograms. You are immune to diseases. So, I think I will definitely want to have 1 Minotaur. I will have 1 human. I will have 1 ratling. and I shall have an insectoid, which means that we are not going to be having a lizard man, but I think this is the group that I want to run with. Minotaur is sort of especially something that I definitely do want, because I want to be able to have a headhunter. So strength +1 for each skull carried, so let us try to find skulls. A. Then the second ability or trait for the Minotaur is a more difficult choice to make, but I think I will even think about that a little bit more. I'm not going to be picking evasive, to be honest, at least. It might be martial training, maybe. And also there's the good options, and very good options, interesting options with the classes. Before there was only the fighter, rogues and mages, or well, wizard, mage, in the first game, so now there's also knight, former battle mage, barbarian and an alchemist. So a lot of interesting choices. I think you are going to have this face. Portrait tribe, okay, yeah, standard. I did look what I would like to pick here, so these are going to be my choices here on portrait front, other than you need to be this one. Yes. Okay. I do think that... Ooh, Kimrel Red Eye. I think that's actually a very fitting name. I think I shall leave that name. Quessa Goodhill. That's actually a fun name too. Hamwan Idolf. Raketrake. Weissbound. That sounds interesting name. Saganrel. Sure. Saganrel, Masa Weissbound, Queka Goodhill, and Kimrel Red Eye. That sounds good. So, what classes? I think I wish to go with the fighter. Knight would be a good option, barbarian could be a good option, but I think that my Minotaur will go with just the basic fighter nonetheless. So as a fighter, you are a master of close combat. You are trained to use a wide variety of weapons. Health 60, +7 per level, energy 30, +3 per level. Special attacks with melee weapons takes half the time to build up and cost 25% less energy. I don't know how the special attacks exactly work, but we shall see. We shall see. And I definitely want to max out your strength. Increase a little bit of your vitality, a little bit of your dexterity. I think that should be okay-ish, like that. This could be a good option to martial training, as you are trained to use a wide variety of melee weapons. Melee attacks gain +7 accuracy, considering that like we don't have that great of accuracy normally with this fighter Minotaur, so that could be very beneficial. There's others of course that could be beneficial as well, like tough or endurance could be interesting. Max carrying capacity is increased and food consumption rate is decreased, or maybe healthy or muscular. There's a lot of options. Natural armor wouldn't be bad either. Actually there's also rage. Nah, I don't think that I wish to have that. I think this fighter could have the martial training. Yeah. Then, what will our human Goodhill be? Well, I was thinking that I will be taking a rogue, and I wanted to do a little bit more interesting party. So this rogue will be in the first row. And I'm going to be going into the light weapons and daggers and the like. So as a rogue, you are a stealthy warrior who prefers to use ranged weapons or light melee weapons. Health 45, +5 per level, energy 40, +5 per level. When dual wielding, you suffer only 25% penalty to weapon damage, normally 40%. +1% chance per level to score critical hits with missile or throwing weapons. Of course, it's such a shame when it's critical hit, missile or throwing weapon bonus for rogues, but meh, I guess that's okay now. It's not too big of an issue nonetheless. Even if I won't be going into the missile or such weapons exactly. Then, what will our rattling be? Well, actually, I could be picking your traits and all that. Well, I will be increasing your dexterity. Maybe a little bit this and a little bit of vitality. Maybe one more strength. So, for the human, I do think that I will be taking the human specialties as in fast learner. You gain experience points 10% faster. This bonus is addition to the experience bonus granted by your race. So she will learn a lot quicker, which I think is going to be very nice to be able to gain a lot of points into these skills that we will look better soon, but not quite yet. And I do think that I will take the skilled as well, so that we can have one more here to use. Then our rattling. I think our rattling, on the other hand, is going to be an alchemist. I think that this is just too much fun to take or try out. As an alchemist, you brew potions and defend yourself in combat by wielding firearms. Health 50 plus 6 per level, energy 50 plus 4 per level. Herbs in your inventory multiply. The growth rate is determined by the number of steps taken. So we should have a pretty good possibility of having herbs / alchemical ingredients, which should be very good. Firearms have a 50% less chance of malfunctioning. So yeah. And I think you can probably max out the dexterity as well, then increase a little bit of this. What does this exactly give? It gives resist gold, but I don't know if you really need it. Maybe something like this, just increasing a little bit of all of these different things. And what I looked, this seems way too much fun to take for a rattling. One of your attribute scores chosen randomly increases by 1 when you gain a new level. So yeah, I think that has to be taken. It's just too good to not take. The second option is a lot more difficult to pick though. You could have poison resistance, of course. Martial training, tough, strong mind, muscular health, evasive, endurance, cold-blooded. I'll think about that. I have no idea yet what I exactly would wish to pick for that. But then you, on the other hand, there's two choices basically, either wizard or a battle mage. So as a battle mage, you are comfortable with fighting in the front row as well as blasting with spells from the back row. Health 50 plus 5 per level, energy 50 plus 5 per level. Fate of equipped armor is reduced by 50%. You can cast spells with bare hands, which does make one think, especially when these are skills that are available for everyone, that these are indeed something that everyone can do spells to a degree. Which is kind of interesting though. You gain protection plus 10 and resist all plus 10 when equipped with a magical staff or an orb. As such, this is a very good option to take, especially if I want to be considering changing the thieves and the battle mage's position at some point. That could be interesting as well, if I would like to go ahead and try to do that. Could be a very nice option for a certainty. On the other hand, wizard, as a wizard you use enchanted staves and orbs to command great mystical powers that can be used to cause harm or to protect. Health 35 and energy 50 plus 7 per level. So the wizard definitely does get a lot more energy. Willpower plus 2, you can cast spells with bare hands. So energy is already 50 and gets plus 7 per level, which is 2 more per level than the battle mage gets. You can cast spells with bare hands, you gain protection. The protection and resist all is very nice, especially after you would be able to get the magical stuff or an orb though. Certainly enough, that seems to be the case. I was originally thinking that I would just pick a wizard. But I don't know, maybe I could take a battle mage and then consider even switching the battle mage and the thief around at some point, but not in the, or rogue around at some point, but not in the start, that's for sure. Because this one can use equipped armor, or equip armor, and I could try to be putting armor points more in here, maybe. And just overall have already protection and resist all and everything like that, so it could be very, very good. So maybe I could actually take that. I will put everything that I can into the willpower, however. At least. Actually, I want this to as high as I can, at least from that still. So, vitality 12 at least. But what traits? So there would be the quick. The cooldown periods for all actions you perform is decreased by 10%, which is very good. And especially if I consider putting him into the front row, then the shitting armor, kiting armor, however you wish to say it, could be very nice too. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about doing this. This might be a good option that I just take this and this, and at some point I may change them around. Yes. Alrighty. So I was thinking that I will, when we look into the skill points then, that I will be taking and starting with the air magic for our mage. Increase damage of air spells by 20%. For each skill point at 5th skill level you can resist shock plus 50. And from what I understand, this indeed means like this little mark here, that in that spot, when you get the skill into that level, something special happens, like here the resist shock plus 50. And what else do I wish to have for you? Probably concentration, to be honest. Increases your energy by 20 for each skill point. At 3rd level your energy regeneration rate is increased by 25 while resting. I think that's going to be way too good not to take. Then Masa Icebound. Who I didn't take this yet either. Not sure how useful the agility is. Melee attacks gain accuracy, but you don't need that. Poison resistant could fit, considering you're a rattling and all. Certainly enough. Healing potions. Or just take endurance, so you could carry more and have a less consumption rate, which could be nice enough. Evasion is okay as well, of course. Let's take poison resistant for you. I think that's fitting enough for a rattling nonetheless. And I definitely want to go into the alchemy with you. So a higher skill level in alchemy allows you to brew a wider range of potions. To craft potions you also need herbs and a mortar and a pestle. At 4th skill level you brew stronger healing and energy potions. At 5th skill level, when you craft bombs, you get 3 bombs instead of 1. So yeah, that will be nice enough, interesting to be taken. Then, second one that I wish to be taken for you is definitely the firearms, considering there was a mention of firearm uses for the alchemists, so that's what I'm gonna wanna take. Increases range of firearms attacks by 1 scare for each skill point, also decreases the chance of firearm malfunctioning. At 5th skill level you achieve firearm mastery and do not suffer from firearm malfunctions anymore. So let's take that. So you all have your skills picked. Our Minotaur, on the other hand, is a difficult one to choose for, to be honest. I have a lot of good options. I could be taking athletics, increases your health by 20 for each skill point. At 3rd skill level your carrying capacity is increased by 15 kilograms. I could take heavy weapons, increases damage of a heavy weapon by 20% for each skill point. At 5th skill level you can wield 200 weapons in one hand. Which would be pretty sweet, I think, considering then you could even use a shield on the other hand. So yeah, it would definitely be pretty sweet. Then accuracy wouldn't be that bad, but not that important, considering increases your accuracy by 10 for each skill point. At 2nd skill level you can perform melee attacks from the back row, which is something I can consider getting for her, possibly. armor is definitely something that I think that you should also get. Increases protection of armor pieces equipped by 5% for each skill point. At the second skill level you are proficient with light armor and can wear it without penalties. Similarly, at 4th skill level you can wear heavy armor without penalties. So yeah. I think I'll gonna start with that. And the heavy weapons though, even though the athletics could be very good as well. But heavy weapons, armor. And then you are a difficult choice as well, considering you even have now then 3 possibilities to pick. So, choices are... Well, athletics isn't bad, but light weapons basically increases damage of light weapons by 20% for each skill point. At 3rd skill level you can dual wield light weapons as long as one of them is a dagger. At 5th skill level you can dual wield any light weapons. When dual wielding you suffer a 40% penalty to weapon damage. Accuracy, as said, could be a good choice. Critical, definitely would like to get. Improves your chances of scoring a critical hit with melee range throwing fireman attacks by 3% for each skill point. At 3rd level you can backstab an enemy with a dagger and deal triple damage. At 5th level you can backstab with any light weapon. And on the other hand, I would like to get armor, considering I would like to get the 2nd armor level for her, so that she could use light armor without penalties. And dodge on the other hand is very nice too, increases evasion by 3 for each skill point. At 3rd skill level the cooldown periods for all your actions is decreased by 10%, which sounds amazing. Sounds amazing for a rogue, certainly. So yeah, but unfortunately I can't put 1 point into dodge, armor, critical and light weapons at the start, so I have to be making a choice. I think I will at least put 1 into the light weapons. And 1 into the critical. And I don't think I need accuracy straight away. I can choose to be putting points into it if I wish to be putting her into the back row. But it's then the choice between trying to get armor level to the level 2 first, or starting to get dodge. So that our cooldown on action is decreased by 10%. Because that's a very, very sweet bonus. Certainly enough. As such, it is more important for her to be able to evade, so I guess we could start with that and see if we wish to be taking the armor or not. At some point probably yes, at some point probably yes. Okay, this is going to be our character creation and we shall be seeing the start here. And after that the character, we are going to be starting the actual game, so let's go and see what the game has in store for us. Start the game, loading. Loading the game up. Yes.